Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2015. Hope you're having a good week so far. Not a very eventful Monday. I'll show you what the intraday action looks like in a bit, but here's the ES daily chart. This is the front month futures contract on the broad S&P. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal, of course. And we're still going nowhere. We've been stuck in this mediocre, poor range now for several months, and nothing new is happening. Just not getting any momentum in either direction with the market. We've talked many times about how bad this has been. If you just take the current formation, it basically started in the middle of February, and since then we've been in about 100 point, not even 100 point range on the ES. And if you go back to even basically December, you don't expand the range much by adding a couple of months. So you're talking about 6 months now of some of the narrowest trading that I've seen in a long time in the market. So what did we get today? The S&P actually gained 4 by the close. Here's the NDX. This is the NASDAQ 100 gained 13. NASDAQ volume was 1.7 billion shares, which is a little better than last week, but of course not a great number overall. The SOX was literally flat, up 0.67 points. Remember, this one made a new high last week on a breakout and has not followed through at all, just like everything else lately. Biotech's down 2, which is basically flat for the biotechs. They've had some 40 to 60 point days lately. Google up 3.89, still in the range of the last month. Apple up a quarter, meaning about nothing on Apple. We did have the VIX close up 0.13 at 13.97. Crude oil slipped back a little bit to 60.27. That's just a couple pennies down for the day. Gold was literally up a dime after a spike higher. The trend closed at 1.08. That brings the 10-day moving average all the way back up to 1.16. It's a pretty high trend reading in general, which doesn't give us much. And so here's a look at the volume. 1.76 billion shares on the NASDAQ. Now, between Friday and today, Friday was end of month, and then today, those are 2 of the best volume days of the last several weeks. But it certainly did not translate over into any terrific action in the markets. Let's look now at the intraday action. Here's 5-minute candles, so you can see Friday we gapped down a little. We did not fill the gap. I'll leave that on the left side of the chart. But then here's today. We gapped up. We had a great futures play early on. Big winner on the futures side on the opening range play for the ES and the NQs. It was a bunch of great technical action. Lasted about 15 minutes on the futures. We did sweep lower once at one point, and then that one little move was one bar, basically one 5-minute candle to new lows, and then we stabilized, came back up, started lunch right on the VWAP, and then at lunchtime we rose a bit and drifted to new highs. And then when they came back from lunch at 2 p.m. Eastern time, swept the highs one more time and rolled and came right back to the VWAP again. Amazing how you can close right on that purple line after being above it, but there just wasn't any action. That's the problem. If there's not consistency and not a lot of stocks moving with some interest level, then the natural is to default back to the VWAP, and that's what we saw. Here's the NASDAQ side with the same deal. You can see Friday's close and the gap down. Looks a little wilder on the NASDAQ in the morning, but look how flat look how small those bars are in the afternoon compared to what they were in the morning. I'm not saying they always have to be like the morning, but this is some pretty boring stuff. And a lot of traders will get choked or tripped up over trading in a market like this. The volume pickup is a good sign, but it's got to also lead to some consistent action and not just this whippiness. So again, mostly trading the first 90 minutes of the day in this sort of action. Did have a call on LinkedIn in the afternoon that also worked. And like I said, big futures winners for us, at least. But that's about it. So what do we look at going forward here? Well, tomorrow, Tuesday, factory orders 30 minutes into the market, auto and truck sales in the afternoon. None of that's a big deal. The data really starts on Wednesday. We've got a lot of data coming out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But we did, as I said, coming into the week, we always expect Monday's a little slower. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday should be the better trading days of the week. Friday a little slower as well, although we do have the unemployment rate with the non-farm payroll number. That could get things going early on Friday. So we'll see if we can get the volume up just a bit on Tuesday and maybe get the action a little more consistent. I think Wednesday and Thursday will probably be the better trading days of the week just because there's so much news and extra stuff there that the market can grasp onto. We will be in the lab helping you make money. You can take a trial of our services if you have not. If you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Have a great Trading Tuesday.